Commercial vehicles, Euler Motors recently announced the closure of its Series C funding round, raising investment. The UK's development finance institution and impact investor Bloom Ventures and new investor Piramal Alternatives India Access Fund led this round's fresh infusion of funds. The company has. And to elaborate on the road ahead, joining me now is Saurav Kumar, the founder and CEO of Euler Motors. Saurav, welcome to Startup Street. Now, before we talk about this fundraise, let me get a quick reaction. Has received SEBI's nod. Sources are telling CNBC-TV18 that this will be the first EV startup IPO in the country. Your reaction?
I think it's very for almost all the companies that are planning to go IPO, especially in this segment. This brings more awareness to the customer, to the investor group. So overall, this is very good. I mean, we are looking forward to see that they actually grow and hopefully meet the demands of retail investors that are there on the ground.
All right. Okay, we'll keep a track of that as well. But Saurav, let's talk about this fundraise. You've got a new investor on board, Piramal Alternatives India Access Fund. In fact, this is also the recently launched fund's first direct company investment. You've got other marquee names behind you. What does their backing mean to you? And what is the kind of impact you hope to achieve together?
So first of all, yes, we are very, very delighted to have Piramal Alternative. We are also very happy that a lot of our existing investors like BII, Bloom, Etera, they all have participated and gave their unwavering effort to Euler. This obviously means that the journey on which Euler is, they are confident that we would be able to reach there. We, over the last couple of years, I mean, we have demonstrated that Euler has not only just can design and develop a good product, but also can sell them and become one of the largest players in India. And just like in the last 2 to 3 years that we have launched our product, we have got to the top 4 to 5 players that are there in this segment.
All right. Sort of in FY24, you sold 3,700 vehicles and expanded your presence from 5 to 22 cities. Now, with the fresh funds raised, you plan to further scale your pan-India presence and servicing infrastructure as well. So tell us, what is your current production capacity and what is your sales volume target for the next fiscal?
So currently we produce roughly 500 vehicles in a month. Our plant in Palwal can produce up to 3,000 vehicles in a month. So this year with this capital, we are going to push on that manufacturing. Obviously, along with that, we are also going to expand. As you've already seen, we went from the 5 to 22 cities in the last year. This year, we are planning to go from 22 to 40 cities of India. We want to bring some of the success of tier 1 cities that we have to some of these tier 2 cities as we go along, and which would be investment in either the product, it could be in servicing infrastructure, or even if there is anything that is required from a network point of view, we will also get in there. In terms of our sales volume that we are looking for, we are looking to get to 6,000 vehicles this year and hopefully get to top 3 OEMs in the 3-wheeler cargo segment.
All right. You've set your target straight. But sort of, like you just mentioned, you have a presence, you're planning a presence in over 40 cities. What makes you bullish and how soon do you plan to expand, and what are currently your top 3 cities?
See, I think we have been bullish on the India EV segment. I think from the very, very beginning, we started in 2018. I think I've been very bullish about that opportunity because I see that the commercial vehicle segment is a very total cost of ownership based segment. Customers sees the benefits of electric vehicle, whether it's in the commercial sense, the money that they are saving, or in the operations that there are cities which are moving toward, let's just say, having no bans on electric vehicles, so that gives them operational benefit, or even government push that is coming toward electric vehicles and greener vehicles. So overall, we see that there is a significant on-ground movement toward shifting toward electric vehicle. At the end, obviously, this also helps in the better environment, but at the core, it saves capital for the end customer. And because of that, we have been very, very bullish on commercial vehicle. It's just that impact of this is being seen that your overall EV penetration has roughly come to around 30% to 40% in some of the
Yes.
months in the three-wheeler segment.
Okay, so you also plan to drive product development, bring in new variants, enhance technological capabilities, and also accelerate your R&D efforts. If you could take us through these offerings that are in the pipeline, and when can we expect the rollout?
So, I mean, one of the things that we have learned is that India is a very, very diverse sort of like, you have a diverse set of customers, their operating range that they drive in a day versus their charging pattern. Then there would be customer who would require fast charging, or there would be customer who would require lower upfront cost. So there are to cater to these different, I would say, segments. We have been working across your fast charging, better warranties on the battery, long life batteries, your electronics that and batteries that could survive your water like cyclones and some of these issues that you have from ground. So we have been investing in R&Ds to push the life cycle of these vehicles toward, let's just say, 6 to 10 years on overall. And how do you go from, like, when we introduced, we had 5-year warranties on our battery packs. Now we want to push that further. We could do 15 minutes, 50-kilometer fast charging. We want to push that. So all of these
Okay.
are the efforts, like we look from what are the customer preference in India, and we want to accelerate those.
All right, one final question, if you could quickly answer that. I believe you're now aiming for a double-digit market share. Where do you see the next leg of growth coming from for you, and what is the road to profitability looking like?
So we went from 3% pan-India market share to roughly 10% market share by end of the year. This year, we want to push that to at least 15% pan-India. Some of these growth have come from obviously the cities expansion that we did last year, from going from 5 cities to 22 cities. This year, we believe that obviously will increase the number of market. But one of the things that Euler focuses a lot on is the depth of the market. Like if, for instance, if you take Delhi, we would take roughly 30 to 33% of the market, depending on different month. If you go to Chennai, similarly, you will see the similar patterns of 25 to 30% of those market belong. So we believe in having depth of the market while we will try to expand. Obviously, we'll come with variants, and hopefully our products will give further customer delight in the sense of like pushing that boundary of not just an incremental innovation, but more of a differentiated innovation that we have been able to bring in.
All right. Thank you so much, Saurav. We've completely run out of time, but wish you the very best with all your aggressive plans at Euler Motors. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
So that was Saurav Kumar of Euler Motors. The company looks quite bullish on India's EV push. With that, it is time for us to head into a short break. But coming up next, Zip Electric bags $15 million in his Series C round. We put the firm's co-founder on the hot seat to find out more. Stay tuned.